Welcome back to my live. My god, I am so sleepy, guys. I am so sleepy. I literally slept off on my couch. Anyway, I have gotten my face washed and I'm ready for this live. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full makeup tutorial from my prep down to my foundation to everything. So as you can see, my skin is washed and dried. So I'm going to go straight into the prep. Now for my prep, I like to use toner, a serum, a moisturizer, and a primer. That is all I'll be using in this video. Oh my god, is it just me or my camera feels like it's blurry? Give me a minute. Is it better? I think it's better. Okay, so I'm going to go right ahead into this video. I'm going to get my toner, and I like to apply my toner with the cotton pad. Hi, welcome to my live. Welcome to this tutorial. So I'm just applying this. Oh, hi, Ebony. I've missed you. How are you? I like to take this and apply on my skin. Where have you been? So I'm just pressing it onto my skin. And I'm making sure every part of my skin has the toner. It's important that I know I've been doing schoolwork too. My god, it's busy. It's so busy with school and work, but we're making it work. Okay, so this I am doing, and I like to go to my neck as well. Now it's good to have a fan handy. So it's not compulsory to use a serum, but I highly recommend because it gives you deep moisturizing effect. So it's important that you have a serum handy. But in a situation you don't have a serum handy, you're good with your moisturizer. So I like to apply my serum first. This one is from the Beauty of Johnson brand, and I love this serum because it's really hydrating. So I like to apply it everywhere. Especially under my eyes. Very important. That part tends to dry. Hi guys, I hope you are well. Where are you watching from? Comment in the comment section down below. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep on pressing the product to my skin like so. Your room, oh, that is nice. That is nice. Apart from school, have you been doing anything fun? What have you been doing, Ebony? So I'm making sure that the serum settles on my face. So I'm using the fan to speed the drying process. So I'm just going to go ahead and take like a lip gloss and moisturize my lip while I am waiting for that to dry. You went to the amusement park. Was it really fun? I haven't been to an amusement park since I got to Canada. I've been so busy settling down and all. Okay. So now my lip is moisturized. I can go ahead and do something else. And which amusement park did you go to? Do you recommend? Was it fun? Would you recommend I go? That is so nice. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I am glad you had fun. So here's the part where I like to put my moisturizer, but I like to just apply it to the back of my hand. Then I like to mix it with this. Is the e.l.f. Thirst Drop. Hi, Supriya. Oh, you're watching from India. Hi, how are you? This is the combo I use. This is my moisturizer, and this is a hydrating serum. So I like to mix it into my... Oh, in California. Oh, nice. I've never been to the States. So maybe whenever I come, I will definitely go. So I like to mix this in. Oh. Well, I'm glad you had a lot of fun. So this I am just mixing, and I will be applying it to my skin. Now you can apply your moisturizer in layers, honestly. If you do the first layer, you can do the second layer, and it's not a crime. The more the merrier for your moisture. But like, make sure that it's drying in between before you go with another layer, or else you will not really your primer won't settle. Really? Well, the world is definitely pretty big. I will tell you for a fact. Uh, I am shooting this video live from Canada, so nice to meet you, Supriya. Welcome to my channel. I hope you get to stay and learn lots of makeup, because this channel is about makeup and some other things, but mostly makeup. So I'm pressing this into my skin, and I have some more left, but I'm going to dry and then I'll apply the second layer of moisturizer. Oh, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please share my videos so that someone could learn. Even if you are like not into makeup, at least you could learn a thing or two about skincare, right? So do share, do share, do share. Thanks, Ebony. Thank you. Oh, okay. So this is dried. I'm going to go ahead and do the second layer. And judging from the title, you would see that today is oh, thanks, Ebony. Thank you. Oh, you have a channel. Okay. Guys, please follow Supriya on her YouTube channel and support her. Support her channel. Okay, so in today's video, I'm not just going to be doing makeup. I'm going to be doing trivia. So I learned some things recently. Hi, Alina Reed. How are you? Welcome to my channel. It's nice to have you here. Where are you watching from? So I'm going to be sharing like the few things I learned through a trivia. So, well, first let's get the skin prep ready, and then we'll get into this makeup. So I'm just drying it. Please make sure your products dry in between. Very important. This helps. All right, definitely I will be subscribing to your channel. Please guys, subscribe to Supriya's channel. Thank you guys. What do you do on your channel anyway? Oh, do you do makeup as well? Hello, Zena. Oh, nice to meet you. I don't think I know anyone from Iraq. Oh, that is nice. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So now I felt my face is pretty dry. I'm not seeing any excess shine and it doesn't feel wet. It feels like it's into. Oh, you do skincare and fashion. Perfect. Guys, please, if you like makeup, you should be following Supriya. So now that this is done, I'm going to go ahead and use my primer. But for those that are just joining, I'm going to tell you the first thing I applied. I used my toner first, and this brand is the Teya's brand. This, I believe you can find in Walmart and pretty much any place they sell makeup. I think it's somewhat popular. So Teya's is what I use. And after applying my toner, of course, with like a cotton pad, I go ahead and apply this serum. This is a very, very hydrating serum. So I really, really recommend. Oh, what are you going through? Oh, well, I hope you pull through and don't give up, okay? Don't give up, don't give up. You gotta pull through, okay? There are people that are waiting for you to come out big, so don't give up. Then I like to use this after the serum, this too. This has like a jar, like a small jar, but this I think is like a tester. So I use this too, and it's the perfect like hydration. You can see my skin glowing from it. Then my skin is combination skin. Now let me teach you a little thing about like your skin type. So we have, I think, 4 basic skin types. We have the normal skin, which means like your skin. Oh, thank you. Well, I shaped them myself with like a razor. Well, your skin, we have 4 skin types, and the first one is the normal skin type, like I was saying. Is basically, it's like you're blessed from God. Like your skin is even on every side, the moisture is balanced, everything is pretty balanced. Then the second one is the combination skin, which I personally have. What is combination skin? It means that this region of your face, which is called your T-zone, tends to get oily. And what that means is here in some cases some people sweat, here have like over secretion of oil, and then here tends to be dry. And then we have the oily skin. That means your skin is just over secreting oil. Your skin is trying to make up for like a lack of oil balance or something like that, and is over secreting to make up for that lack of oil or oil balance. I hope that's the right term, but yeah, basically your skin is overproducing oil than it needs. So that is why you see like this part of their face will usually be very oily. Here is their nose is really oily. Here it's oil, everywhere is oily, but the nose is usually like really, really oily. And then the dry skin. Now my friend personally has dry skin, so whenever I'm working on her skin, I always have to use like very, very hydrating products. Oh, Supriya, I am so sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry for your loss. I hope that you get through it. And it's very hard, but I do hope you get through it, okay? Don't be too sad and take care of yourself, okay? Take care of yourself. I'm so sorry. It's hard. It's really, really hard. I can't even imagine what you're going through, but I know it's hard. But take care. Everything will be good. It will be all right. So, guys, like I was saying, these are the 4 skin types that we have: the normal, the combination, the oily, and the dry. The dry skin means that your skin is not producing enough oil, and so it tends to be flaky. It tends to be dry. Sometimes, like even you can see like their what do you call it, their pores are showing through and stuff like that. So that is dry skin. Now depending on your skin, you work and prep your skin based on your skin needs, right? So if you have a normal skin tone, it means that you're pretty much good to work with like hydrating products or mattifying, depending on your preference. If you have a dry skin tone, you should be leaning towards hydrating products because your skin is already dry and you need to give it moisture. Now, if you have an oily skin, you should be leaning towards matte products because your skin is over secreting oil and you have to like work with it to make sure that your makeup stays and all that. And then if you have the last one I forgot is actually five. The last one is sensitive skin. That means these people, their skin could actually vary between normal to dry skin. The only thing is their skin is very sensitive and their skin support, like it needs the right product, or it could get irritated, it could get if they are light skin, you could see like lots of redness. If they are dark skin, you could also see some like discoloration. Those are the things that their skin goes through, so they are very very careful. They are not able to use products that every other person uses. So that is a little what you need to know about your skin. So before you go ahead and buy makeup or even skincare, make sure that you know your skin type so that you know the needs that your skin requires. Because if you are dry skin, you shouldn't be leaning towards matte because it's going to affect the overall outcome of how your skin looks when you apply makeup, even when you're not on makeup. Like sometimes, some days, lots of times actually, I go out like this and I'm pretty much good because I have done the right skincare for my face. I can walk out the whole day, and you see the way my face is moisturized, it tends to maintain it for the rest of the day, right? So that is one thing you should know. So know your skin type before you go ahead and buy whatever product. So that is a good thing to know. So keep that in mind. And now I'm going to be using my primer. Cypria, um, I I do hope he rests in peace. May he rest in peace. It is okay. Life is unexpected, but we all go through life, right? So I wouldn't say you shouldn't be sad. Is you can't avoid it, right? But please don't give up on life. Don't don't be too sad that you don't want to live. So please try to scale through from it, okay? So I'm just applying my primer in the, actually I'm putting it everywhere, and I'm able to do this with this primer because this primer is a hydrating primer. So it doesn't really look like my skin is mattified. It actually looks like it's enhancing the moisture on my skin. This is why I like this particular brand of primer. So is a must have. I would say is a must have for someone who has either combination skin or um, normal skin or dry skin. I would really recommend it for dry skin because it works well. But for dry skin, you need the right layering of moisture before you apply the primer. So I would like recommend you get like moisture sheets, all those sheets that like you can wear, they're like a mask. Those are very very hydrating. When you've worn it for a bit and the moisture has sunken into your skin, then you can throw it away, add some more moisturizer, and then go ahead with your primer. It will add and elevate the moisture on your skin, especially if you are looking to get a dewy makeup finish. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to show you the products again. Toner, serum, moisturizer, and finally your primer. These are the simple things you need to have for your oh yes, I have Instagram. My Instagram for makeup is pinkery_brand. I don't know if I can write it in the chat. Let me see. Pinkery_brand. And then I have an Instagram account for like my baking because I also bake, and that one is Jenna Streets, JENNAHS TREATS, Jenna Streets. So those are the channels that I have. So if you like baking, you can check that one out. Yeah, if you check my other videos, you will see my Instagram, you see my Snapchat, and you will see my TikTok accounts. So just go through my videos, you see them. After this video, after this live, I'm going to attach them in this particular video. But without further ado, let's get into this makeup. So the first thing I like to do after I have prepped my skin is my foundation. Now, my foundation, I like to mix two brands, and these are the brands. So I don't have my color palette. If not, I will show you like how to do colorimetry. That's basically using like different colors to get like your exact skin tone, especially when you buy like foundations and products that don't match your exact skin tone. Now let's talk about your match. I would highly advise that you go walk into a store to buy your foundation before you use it. Why? Because that your face is there live, and you can do like a match test and get the exact one skin tone and then shade. Now if you don't know what your undertones are, we have cool and warm undertones. The cool undertones tend to have like the bluish or I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I know like your veins determine your undertone. Me, I have warm undertones, and I know because my vein is green, like greenish blue, so my undertone is warm. So products that will suit my skin are kind of like products that lean towards orange. They are perfect for my skin tone. But people who have cool undertones, purple, those colors are the ones that are closer to your skin tone. They kind of suit their undertones, right? So these are the things you need to know before you select your foundation. So I would advise that you walk into a store and they can test like the foundation on your face, and then you will know which one suits your skin. However, if that is not accessible to you, the other option is to do the online like match test. Those ones, they ask you things like your what do you call it, your vein color, because from your vein color they can determine your undertone, right? Just like what I talked about, the warm and the cool undertones. So from your vein they can ask you, does silver look good on you, does golden jewelry look good on you, stuff like that. That is how they that is how they know which undertone you are, and then they can recommend foundations for your skin tone. However, the con of that is that no matter the information you put, sometimes they might not still get your exact skin shade. Why? Because there's some information that you may not accurately put, right? So you can't trust them 100%, which is why going into a store is still the most accurate way to find your skin tone. Now enough of this lecture, let's get into this makeup. So I'm going to mix in these two brands, and then I will be applying on my skin. Now to do this, I like to have a mixing palette. So this, I'm going to be applying this, and I'll be mixing the two shades. So I've said this on my channel lots of time that I have like this discolorations, hyperpigmentation in the summer, so my skin tone is always different than in the winter. So if you experience that, you might want to have like two shades of like foundation, one like your winter foundation and one your summer foundation, just because of the back and forth of your complexion, right, during the seasons. So anyways, now I'm going to be applying this to my skin. I'll be applying. You need good setting sprays, because you are going to be needing them at various stages of like your makeup. I like to have a rose water in my makeup kit. If your skin is compatible with rose water, I would advise you to have that. It's also good for your skin. So I'm going to be using my beauty blender to apply this. Now a good trick to apply your foundation to get it looking seamless is, first of all, have your beauty blender soaked in water, squeeze it out or wring it out, and make sure that there is no water. It is damp and not wet. What is wet? What is a wet beauty blender? A wet beauty blender means that when you squeeze it, water is coming out. You don't want that. You want it damp but not wet. So I like to take the sponge and tap it so that it can have some product on it. Now what this does is that it gets lots of product on your sponge, and when you go ahead to blend your makeup, it doesn't move your makeup. Using a dry sponge is going to make blending hard. It's going to move your products in the wrong direction, and then it's going to lift from your face. Have you ever experienced that that thing when you you try to use your beauty blender and it looks like it lifted the foundation? Is because you didn't have product on the beauty sponge. So always make sure there's product. Now another trick I like to do to get my foundation looking very good is I like to spray down after I have placed it on my face. Now this is just the placement. Obviously I can't go out looking like this, no. I will place the foundation, then I get to use the spray and spray. This one is almost out. So. Now what this does is it makes your foundation easy to blend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend. Please guys, if you're enjoying my video, give my video a thumbs up. Give my video a thumbs up. Guys, this is like a full class. I pay for this every year to upgrade my makeup skills. So I'm giving like free makeup tutorials. So please give my video a thumbs up, okay? Anyways, so I like to press the product into my skin like so. And make sure that it has gotten everywhere. Now you can see that this is working seamlessly because I have product on my sponge and because my sponge is damp. So please always make sure that there is product on your sponge, and then you're using a damp beauty sponge, not wet. If you use a wet beauty sponge, it's also going to move your product. So for makeup, process is the most important part. You may use like drugstore makeup, which I have a lot of drugstore in my kit, but then in the end is your application that really matters. You might have high end, but if you apply it wrongly, it's still not going to look nice. So focus more on your on the process than the product. I mean, if you can afford high-end product, of course you should use it, right? But if you can't, it doesn't mean that you have to break the bank just to do makeup. No, you can get good drugstore makeup, and then using the right process is going to come out nice. It's going to look professional. So I keep on going over with it because I really want this to be in my skin. I want it to look as close to my skin as possible. I want it to look even, I want it to look blended. So I'm going over with like places that I'm noticing like discoloration. I'll be going into my foundation palette and just touching them, like this part. I'll just be touching them. So if your foundation is not full coverage, I would say the best way to use that kind of foundation is to layer it. And what does layering mean? It means you add the first build it up, rather you're building up your foundation coverage. If you have like a medium coverage, you can apply like the first layer, blend it into your skin, then you apply like the second layer, right? But then in many cases less is more, honestly. If you just use like not too much, you still look good. But if you have like full coverage foundation, you have to be very careful with your application, because if you put too much, it's going to look cakey. And ultimately, you want your makeup looking as realistic as possible, right? So we don't want the makeup looking cakey, we want it looking realistic. So I mean, except you're making like a dramatic makeup look, then that is acceptable because you have something that you're working towards. But if you're like wearing your makeup every day, it shouldn't look so dramatic, right? So I like to use a brush. Always, whether you're using a brush or a blender, always go into your product before you apply it to your skin. Remember, we don't want it moving anywhere. So I have just done that and I'm going to be applying it. But notice that I'm going to be applying it upwards rather than just downwards or whatever. So I like to move upwards and then I go to this part and then I will be pressing it in. Doing the exact same thing, pressing it in. I don't like to use a very dark foundation or concealer for my contour. I like it looking as realistic as possible. I don't think your natural skin like contour looks extremely dark, no. So I would advise 2 to 3 shades. For me, 3 shades darker is still much, but I feel like if we were going extreme, 3 shades darker should be like your peak of extreme. But like 4 shades darker, that is just bad. And it doesn't look realistic anymore. But then this is what it's looking like. I like to go into my beauty blender to get it blended just because I can see like the hash lines. So I'm just pressing it into my skin. So the same way we sprayed when we apply the foundation, you can actually still spray when you apply your concealer, but I don't think I need to. So it all depends on the product that you're using. Is it blendable? Is it easily blended? If not, I would advise you not to bother. For my highlight and my contour, I actually use foundation. So I'll be using this foundation called V Beauty. This is a Nigerian brand. I got it while I was in Nigeria, so this is it. I think they have like a North America. I'm not sure. I think they should have a store or like a distributor. I'm not sure, but then this brand is really good. I like their foundation because the coverage is pretty good. It's pretty decent, and it's not too expensive, so it's perfect. So for the highlights, I like to use my beauty sponge, and I can use a brush too. So maybe I'll be switching between. I'm just going to be using my brush, and the place I like to start is with my T-zone, and then I do under my eyes last. So I'm using my brush, the same thing. I've applied some and I'm smudging it out, and then I'll be placing it here, just applying it here, like so. So I'm just going to keep on tapping it until it has blended in. So my forehead is actually always very shiny, so guys, that is what you're going to be seeing in this video, shiny forehead. But ultimately, this is where I like to apply my highlight. So depending on your face shape as well, your highlighting actually also depends on your face shape, because some people have like very full like hairlines and it comes down all the way. So you have to be aware of that so that you know how to contour your forehead for that. I have a lot of forehead space, so I can I can move the product like I want. So then I'm going to blend here. And then I'll be placing the product here. So for your under eye, the way you place your product matters, right? So you don't have to like put a ton of products. But this I place here. Oh my goodness, I forgot to apply my blush, guys. I think we're going to be applying this after. So, and I'm going to be using this beauty blender to do my nose contour. I'm just following the natural, like, highlighted areas of my nose. I can see where the light is pointing towards, and I'm just going to be filling it up. And then I will just be dabbing this part. Now I like to do this part last. You know why? Because that is the part of like your eyes that could have like the darkest light or discoloration or whatever you want to call it, but that part tends to be dark. So it's not the same for everybody, right? But for a lot of people that part tends to be dark, so you want to use like a full coverage concealer for that part. Or if you're using foundation, in my case, you can use a full coverage foundation. However, this is the part that you should be blending last, because you're letting the product to sit in there, dry just a little bit, to give you that coverage that you really want before you blend it all in. Now you blend this place last because this place has, like, for some people it has lots of lines, and also it just naturally tends to crease. So if you apply your products, you want to be setting it immediately, so you do this last, or if you do decide to do here first, you have to set it immediately. So I'm just blending this in, and I'll be blending this side as well. Now, while I am blending, I've gotten my my highlighter, and I'll be keeping it. So you can use like translucent powder, but then my highlighting powder is in the shade Curry from the brand Merak Cosmetics. It's also a Nigerian brand, so yeah. Guys, one day I'll have my brand too. I hope you patronize. I hope you guys will buy when I have my brand out. So anyway, this is how I like to blend it in and upwards. I start from here before I get to this part. So I like to look up. And I'm just pulling it inwards. And I go ahead and do this side. I'm just moving it upwards. Then I'm gonna do this. I like to move it to my eyelid. This is what it's looking like. And I'm gonna do this one. Okay. I'm gonna go back with that brush, and I'm just going to tap it. So some people like to make add like a little more products. Let me just do it so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Take a lighter concealer, and then they put just here and here. Placing it here. I'm going to tap to make sure this one is blended. So if you notice that under your eye has already begun to form lines, don't worry. Just make sure that you blend it all the way out before you set it with powder. If you don't do that, when you set it with powder, it's going to form into those lines. So, thanks, Ebony. So I like to blend it. And then I'm doing this side too. Okay. This is what it's looking like already. So I'm gonna go straight into setting with my setting powder. I like to pick up my powder, tap it off. I'm going to do the same for here, tap it off. Okay. So I'm just going to keep on setting it until it has gotten everywhere that I want it to be. So most times I find that a brush is actually very good and handy in getting to like parts of your face. But what I find also is that using a beauty blender gets the blending process better. So that is my preference, right? But it doesn't have to be your preference. Do what works for you. Okay. This is what we're looking like. I'm just going to go in with that beauty blender and I'm going to keep on pressing it in. So you can work with your beauty blender and your brush interchangeably. It's still good. Can you see the difference? So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my blush now. Now it's gonna be the exact same thing. I'm gonna be applying my blush to my palette, and I just love to use the Rare Beauty blush. I'm thinking of getting like another shade just to try it because I really love this brand. I love how blendable it is. It's so good, and it's the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. But I'm pretty sure like there are other brands. I would actually explore and let you guys know. So I'm really interested in seeing like some really good drugstore blushes and how they do. So I like to apply the blush there, and then I will be using my brush to blend it in. I like to use the exact same brush that I use for my contour to do my blush. So this I'm just pressing in. I'm just gonna keep on pressing it in. Okay. I like the way it's looking, so I'm gonna go just a little bit because I feel like I can't see it, like so. Just a little more, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, and I am pressing it with my blender. I'm doing the exact same thing here. Now, why I have applied, you might be asking, why did I apply it upward? If you notice, my face is pretty full, so applying it this way sculpts it and brings it inwards, and it gives my face a slimmer look. Now, if you have a slim or like an oval face and your face is very slim and you want to make it fuller, applying your blush this way rather than upwards will give it that fuller look. I've done this on my channel, so you might just do well to go to my channel and check what I'm talking about. I think you understand it in that video. So I think I'll make like a specific video about like sculpting your face. So this is what it's looking like, and I will just go back and pick up my powder and adjust it just a teeny bit. Just to adjust it a little bit. I like to just press it into my nose. Guys, if you're watching, can you guess where I'm from? Can you guess? Just let me know in the comments. Have you ever heard about where I am from? Let me know. Okay. Okay. This is what we're looking like. And I remember that we have applied like other creams to the face. So I will be doing what we call setting. And setting them is basically with powder. Now, I like to use this baby, the V Beauty brand, to do my contour. It has like 12 different shades of powder, so it's perfect like for a makeup artist. It is perfect for someone who has like their skin tone going back and forth, like in the summer and the winter. Having a powder palette really helps with that. Now I would like to pick a brush, and I will be using the contour from this palette. So I'll just be going into that contour just a teeny bit, and I'll be going to my forehead. And this is what we're looking like. I'm loving this look, guys. It looks good already. Just like Ebony said, it looks good already. So I really love the overall outcome. This is what we call skin work. And if you do your skin work well, trust me, there are days that like I'm running late and I do like a good skin work and I'm out. I just get my brows staying in place and I'm pretty much good to go. So this is like a detailed skin work, but your skin work is not complete until you have set your face with like your powder and everything. So I'm going to set my blush. And to set my blush, I am going to be using this blush palette from CPD. This blush palette from CPD. And then I'll be using a brush. Now I'm going to pick up a shade that is really warm. And I'll be placing it over my blush, cream blush, yeah. Like so. So you can keep on working it until you get like your desired outcome. So I just keep on taking little until I am satisfied. So this is what it's looking like. I really love it. So I'm going to be using my powder to set the rest. I'm taking my powder, guys, please don't judge me. My powder brush detached, so whatever, I'm gonna be using it. So I'm going to be picking up the shade and I'll be blending my skin. I'm going to be setting the rest of my skin. And this is what is going to give it that very natural look. If you don't set it, you're going to have excess shine in some parts of your face. So I'm just setting everywhere. So always tap off the excess, always. Don't skip tapping off the excess product. So this is what it looks like. Just gonna go over that like so. And so far we're looking good. Then when I am done with this, I'm gonna do something that I haven't done here before, but like if I was working on a client, I would definitely do this. So you can go ahead and set your face and then come back and do something else. So I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay setting spray to set my face. Then I'm gonna use, oh boy, I'm gonna be using my fan. Make sure you have like a fan. If you don't have to have like an electric fan, but this really helps. You can have like just a regular hand fan, you're still good. So I'm just doing this, going over it. Then when I'm sure that it is dry, please make sure that if you spray, if you put cream, make sure it's dry, honestly, before you go to the next product. Because guys, your product moving is real, and I'm not even joking. I've spent years and years doing makeup, and the worst part of doing makeup is having your product move. You want it to stay where it is, so make sure you're drying your products in between before you go ahead. So now we're going to be doing the brows. So to do my brows, I like to use my Got2b gel, and I like to take a teeny bit on my hand, and this is what it looks like. And then I will be brushing it out like so, peeking just a little bit. I like to brush my hairs in place. I like them staying in place. This is what will help it look very, very natural when I do them. I like to go here like so. Get it staying in place. So make sure that you're working with little gel at a time. Don't just go and pack like a lot of product on your brush. You're gonna regret it, trust me. You will regret it. So a little, this is the little I'm taking. I'm just doing this, moving it just a teeny bit. That is all I am taking. I prefer to work in like sections than rushing the whole process. So just a teeny bit like so. Now that I've gotten my brows stayed in the right place, I like to go and do the next thing, which is to set them. And to set it, I'll be using my setting powder and a brush. Now what this does is it takes all the slimy, slippery effects of the gel and just sets your brow, so that when you're drawing, like when you're drawing it, when you're using your brow gel, it stays in place. There is nothing like a brow that stays in place, trust me. It's like the best thing ever. So the gel helps it to stay in one place. The powder sets it up completely. So perfect combo. So I'm picking my brush, picking that powder, tapping the excess off, and I'm just placing it on that brow. I think it's best to use like a translucent powder, but this also works. So just taking just a teeny bit and placing it all over. Doing the exact same thing. Blow it off if you need to. Just make sure you're not putting excess powder. So this is what my brows are looking like. Now we're gonna get them looking gorgeous. So I'm just gonna go here with my brush. Now, this is how I get my brows looking good. I use a pencil, honestly. I like to use a pencil to draw my brows. Not that I can't use a brow gel or a brow pomade. It's just that right now I'm just leaning into like the pencils. I can use the pomade. Let's see. Do I have one of those in my palette so that I can show you, because I'm always doing like with the pencil. Maybe today I'll switch it up for you guys. I will switch it up. So I will be using guys, the best part of makeup, honestly, I keep saying it, you can use your products in a very versatile way. So I'm going to be showing you, I don't really have my brow pomade anymore, but then whenever I want to use like a cream, I simply use my lipstick. For my eyes today, I don't know yet. I think it's a surprise because I like to use this to get my brows in place. Now, I will be using this with my pencil. So it doesn't mean I'm not going to use my pencil. I'm going to be using it. But then this is kind of like the base. The pencil is to fill it up. So for whenever I'm using like a gel, I like to, oh goodness. I like to use a very flat brush. Reason being that this gets your brow like looking really nice and very, very defined. So this brush I found on Temu. Guys, I don't know how people complain about Temu, but so far I've been lucky with them. I get good products from there, so I am Team Temu. Anyways, I digress. This brush I got from Temu. Can you see it? It's very, like you can barely see the bristles of the brush. It's very flat. This is what you need to get your brow looking really good when you're using the pomade. The bristles are super thin. Super, super thin. Perfect for when you're doing your brows. Guys, I have like some products that I've tried from Shein, so I'm gonna be like getting like Shein makeup products and I'll be doing the review. Then I have like a Shein promo code. If you're interested, I'm gonna be posting it so that you can get like some of the things I've gotten from Shein and you can use them too. I like to go on the brush like so, taking a little bit of the product, applying it to the brush, and then I like to see close up what I'm doing. So I'm gonna get this just because I have product on my skin and I don't want it to move. So I like to go from under like I would usually do. Guys, can you see? All right. So I'm getting the brush to do the work. And I'm moving it in. So I would advise you to work in like small portions. Don't rush it. Take your time so that you get the best outcome. So just gonna keep going and working in like smaller motion. This is why I like the brush because it's very, very sharp in the sense that like the bristles are very thin, right? So it's perfect. I like to go on the top like so. And kind of basically connects them together. And this is what it's looking like. I'm just going to adjust it. Anywhere that I feel like needs extra work, I'm just going to be using the brush to fill it in. And this is what it's looking like. I'm going to come to the front and I'm just going to lightly use the excess product on the brush to fill that part in. Okay, I keep on going back and forth until I'm really satisfied. and then I will be going in with my pencil to fill it in. And like I always say, make sure that your pencil is very, very sharp. You want to use very sharp pencil because it mimics like your hair to give it like brush like strokes. So my pencil is really sharp, sort of sharp, but anyways, I'm going to be filling this up. So I'm going to be going from the bottom and just mimicking the hairs like so, and I'll be brushing it in between. So I'm just going back and forth, and I'm just going back and forth. And you want to be as light-handed as possible, just so that blending it is easy. This is what it's looking like. I'm gonna brush through it so that I know whether it's good. I'm just brushing through it. And so far, I think I'm almost where I want it to be. Just going back with that product, I'm going to the front. All right. And I think I'm done with this brow. So super easy. It's basically almost just like when I use my pencil. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill some parts that I feel like are not good. So this is what it's looking like. And I like my brows looking pretty natural. So I don't like shade them too much. This is what we're looking like. Goodness, why do these things keep falling? So I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one. The exact same thing. I will just be replicating it on this side. So let's see. I really wonder what I'm doing for my eyeshadow. So I like to put some product. Go again with the brush. Pick up the product. Honestly, the best thing is to have like a flat brush. It makes it super easy. So I'm just going under. And I'm just filling it in like so. All right. And I'll adjust it. And I'll fix it in the front. So I like to work like middle to back and then front, just because I feel like it's easier for me to control. So this is what we're looking like. All right, this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and fill the front. And you can pretty much use your brush, honestly, to fill it in. It's just that you have to be very careful, because if you're not careful, you can overdo it. So okay. these are what they are looking like. I think it looks good. Let me see, do I need to adjust it? I'm gonna go ahead and brush it through. Just gonna adjust it in front here. Oh, I think it looks good. Now for the part that I really love, concealing them. I don't know, this one still looks like it needs a bit of work. Just around that corner. Okay. I think it's kind of there. Okay. They're pretty good. Now I'm going to be concealing it. Now concealing it is gonna make it look very clean. And to do that, I like to use like 2 shades. One, the very light shade, and the second one, the dark shade. And I'm gonna show you why I use 2 shades. So, I like to put both of them on my palette, like so. Now, the light one I use for my brow bone area. And then the darker shade I use everywhere else under the brow. Now I like to use a rounded brush. Some people prefer to use like a flat brush, but like I said, do what works for you. Guys, I need a new set of brushes. I might just change these ones. They're pretty done. They're done. And actually you need to change your brushes regularly. I think they say 6 months. I think it's recommended that you change your brushes every 6 months. But then for people who don't really do makeup, I feel, I'm not saying that I know it all, but I think a year should be good, and then you change your brushes. And for your sponges, they say 3 months or thereabouts. So if you're like a makeup artist, you realize that you tend to need lots of brushes, beauty sponges, because you're constantly using them, right? So, and having good tools makes your work easy for you, so make sure you have the right tools. So I have 2 shades here. Like I said, the lighter one will be for my brow bone area. This is my brow bone. And then the darker one, I use it for here, and you're gonna see why. So I like to start with the lighter shade, and when I just put it on the brow bone area. Okay. Can you guys see? Okay. I'm just cleaning it up. And I like to pull it down. Just like so. And I like to tap it. Like so. Then I like to wipe off everything from the brush. Wipe it off, and then I go into the darker one. And this I apply just here. Then I apply it here. This is what it looks like. Then I get like my brush, and I will be blending it all out. So I'm starting with the lighter shade, working it into that darker shade. So at the end of the day, this is what it's looking like. I just keep on pressing it until it is good. This is what it looks like. Now for the top of the brow, I clean out all of that product. Make sure that there is almost nothing on my brush. And then I will be going in with it to the top. And I will just be cleaning it lightly. Like so. All the way. So guys, that is how you get your brows looking nice and good. I think I really like it. I'm just going to fix that part. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for that one. Taking some product. And I'll be working under this part. Okay. All right. Okay, this is almost done. I like to pull it down and just tap it in. Again, we're wiping off the brush. Oh my goodness, guys, the fun parts. This is where the trivia starts. Sorry guys, I got carried away. So the first thing on our trivia is, sorry guys, in Japan, did you know that in Japan, the slurping of the noodles means that they're enjoying the meal, is a symbol of politeness, right? I didn't know that, so that is a fun fact. I'm just gonna go in here with the brown one. Another fun fact is that, so I'm Nigerian, so I'm gonna be talking about this one with pride because I know in Nigeria, during the weddings, people actually spray the bride and groom money. I don't know, maybe you've seen some of the videos on like TikTok and stuff. Yeah, we tend to do that. And the thing is, it's not just in weddings, it happens even in birthday parties. It's a sign of love, it's a sign of support. People are just happy that you are celebrating something, and then they tend to spray you money. Sometimes the money is like for motivation. They want you to dance more. They just want to they want to celebrate with you. So spraying money is like a form of celebration. So yeah, that is one thing about the Nigerian culture. So if you have seen that and you didn't know, now you know. All right. I'm going to just blend it all in. I think there's a little part that I skipped here. All right. So I'm blending it in like so. And when I am done, I'm going to be doing the top just like I did the other one. So same thing, I like to be wiping all the product off, and then I'll be going to the top of my brow, wiping everything off. And I'm going here. It's better to just hold your brush down and move it in one swipe. All right. The brow is looking nice. Okay. So this is what it's looking like. I love. Now let's go ahead and do the nose contour. So I like to use the same powder that I used for my contour to do my nose contour. So I'm going to begin that powder with a brush. So another fun fact, guys, did you know that in South Korea, traditionally, babies, when they were born, they were actually seen as 1 year old? So like, if a baby was born, they already assumed that they were 1 year old. And that is pretty interesting because when I was younger, I always thought that when the baby was born, isn't the baby supposed to be like 1 year old? I'm finally happy that there's actually a group of people that thought the way I that think the way I think, right? Because I mean, the baby is already done 9 months in the womb, so you should be celebrating like 1 year. So it's pretty cool. I found that was interesting. But I don't know if they still do that. I really am curious whether they still believe that. So it's very interesting. So I like to use the brush to go like so. And this is what you call sculpting the nose. I'm using a brush. I'm just doing this. Just giving it a very pinched effect. Now I'm going to be using the lighter shade of powder to diffuse that harshness I'm getting from the powder. So this is what it's looking like. I like to move it into my brow. Okay. Now whenever I'm done with this, I like to clean like the sides. So to do that, I'm going into my setting powder. I'm using the flat end, and I will just be setting this so lightly to give it that really snatched effect. Okay. This will help in really making it snatched. And then we can go for the fun part, the eyes. I like to put like a primer for my eyes. And the primer I'm using is Ben Nye Clown White. This primer is literally very white, so it's really white. So isn't the name? I don't know if they sell it here in Canada, but it's not bad. I like it. There's a brand that I'm trying to remember. They have like very good eyeshadow primers. They have like in shades too. So you can go for anything close by, any brand that you like as well. So this I am just tapping in until it looks good. I'm gonna do the exact same thing for this eye. And I'll be tapping it in. And this is basically the base for your eyeshadow work. So try to use a primer for your eyeshadow to make the colors really pop. But in the situation where you don't actually have a primer, your concealer is a pretty good option. Just apply your concealer and then you can apply your foundation. Sorry, your eyeshadow. Alright. I'm just gonna touch this one up just a little more. Okay. So another fun fact is in Ethiopia, did you know that their calendar is 7 to 8 years behind the world's calendar? I found that very fascinating though. All right. This is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and apply my first shade, my transition shade. So for my transition, I'll be using, guys, yesterday, my eyeshadow palette broke. Oh my God. So this is what I'm using. I'm using this, and this is Wet n Wild. I'm using the brown shade here as my transition. And I'm just moving it here, like so. And I'm just moving it into this corner. Like so. I'm basically moving it into like that corner. Placing it here like so. And moving it into that corner as well. I don't know what color I'm using for my eyes, but let's trust the process. So I'm just moving it in, like so. Pressing it, and I'll be blending it all the way. Guys, another fun fact, in China, red is considered a lucky color. Perhaps that is why even during like their festivals, you would see like the red color being displayed. Their dragons are usually like red and stuff like that. I really wish I knew the story behind it, but I have to do more research. So I'm just gonna keep on building this up. Like so. Until I've gotten the right intensity. Now I'm going to be using an even more defined brush to get into the crease. I'm going to be taking another shade of brown and I'll be doing that. Now this brush is smaller, so I find that to get into the crease just fine. Just here. Like so. Just getting into the crease. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just getting that into the crease. Okay, this is what we're looking like so far. And then I will be looking for like a final color. I think I just want to do like two looks, two eyeshadows. Let's see, what shade would go? Let's see, what are we looking for? What are we looking at? Choices, guys, choices. Let's see. So I'm gonna be getting I think I want white. I want white, guys. So maybe we're going for white. Let's see. Well, do we go for pink? I'll be placing this here, like so. Just like so. Okay, I'm liking the way this is looking. Going to do the same thing here. And I'm basically just placing that white in here. And you can see that this is really popping, and it's because of that eyeshadow base. I'm just placing it. So I'm just gonna move it out. And this looks good already. I'm going to adjust this one. Okay. Okay. This is what we're looking like. I love it. So I'm just going to do, let's see, I think I want to do something. I want to experiment, guys. For the bottom, just, yeah, I want to smoke it out just a little bit with some brown. I'm going to be going with like a deep brown to smoke out just this part. So I'm going to get a brush. Can't seem to find my brushes, guys. I literally have a flat brush. I can't find it. Can't find my flat brush. Oh boy. Nope, haven't found it. Okay, I'm just gonna use this one, and I'm going to be using like an angled brush to get it where I want it to be. And I'm picking it up just a teeny bit, and I'll be smoking out just the edge, just a little. This part. Just there. I'm kind of using the brown. Just gonna be pulling it out. Okay. It's kind of like a smoky liner. So, jeez, man. Like this. I'm getting another palette. This one is even darker. And I'm just emphasizing that brown liner. going to do the same thing for this one. I found that using like a liner, like an angled brush made this easier. So if you're going to be recreating this, you should use like an angled brush to do so. I find that whenever I start from like the middle, it always looks good. I'm just pulling this out. I'm pulling it in. So I'll be going in with this palette and I'll be enforcing it. Okay. So this is what it's looking like, guys. I really, really love. I love the way it came out looking. And that is it for this eyeshadow. So I will just go ahead and touch up wherever I need to touch up, and then I will be using like a mascara. No false lashes. I'll be using the mascara. And for my under eye, I'm going to be using that same brush to smudge it out with the brown. Okay. Doing the same thing here. Just smudging it out slightly. And this is what it looks like. So guys, it's giving like a very nice cat eye effect. I love it. Just going to go ahead and use this one and go into that initial brown just to smudge out that dark brown. Just smudging it out. I'm just smudging out the darker brown with the lighter brown. So another fun fact is that in Finland there is actually there's actually like a festival kind of thing where they carry their partner. It's called the wife carrying championship or something like that. So I found that very interesting. I never knew that. I wonder when they do it anyway. Maybe I'll do more research on that. But it must be very interesting. I can't imagine. Okay. This is what we're looking like right now. I think I'm done with the eyes. I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any less. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply my mascara. And to apply my mascara, I'll be using this brand, Colossal. They have this in Walmart. Guys, my lashes are almost non-existent. And I don't even like put lots of extensions. Okay. And the mascara is doing something for them. So I like to go to the top like so. And then brush it up. That kind of just like elevates the lash a little bit. It's what we're looking like. I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. I start by brushing it from under. I'm gonna come to the top. Just because my lashes are really curly, I have to get them like that. Guys, do you know that makeup has really evolved? Apparently, the first makeup that Maybelline ever produced was a mascara, and it was actually made out of Vaseline and Co. My goodness, that could have been very itchy. I can't even imagine. But now it has changed a lot. So it's interesting. Things have evolved. So this is what I am doing. Wow, this mascara did a lot for my lashes. They seem to be standing out. They look good. Wow, that's really nice. I like to go under. So applying mascara under your eyes elevates the look, trust me. You don't want to skip it. But then you have to be very careful because it could smudge and it's gonna make you look like there's like a spider under your eyes. So if you can apply it, just let it go. Trust me. But then like if you make like a mistake, you can just let it dry and then use like a dry mascara wand and brush it out. So it's actually fixable. All right, Ebony, are you still here? All right. Guys, this is the first time I've actually done like full proper mascara and I think I love it. I think this is gonna be like my new look now because it looks really nice. Wow. I didn't know my lashes could look like this. They look really good. So new hack. Anyways, guys, now I'm gonna be doing like the lips. And for my lipstick, I'm thinking I want something close to like a pinkish nude. So we're gonna be building it up. So I like to use my lipstick brush, and I will be picking, I'll be using this is concealer palette from the brand V Beauty. So I'm just going to be picking the brown shade from here, and I'll be using it for my lip. And before I do this, I like to wipe off the gloss. Now there is no product. And go into that brown. I'm going into that brown shade, and I will just be doing this. Okay. I'm just blending it out like so. Now I don't like to overline my lip just because God already blessed me with like full lips, so I don't have to overline. So I just like to follow the line. And I'm just pressing it in. So this is what it's looking like. Then I will be using this brand. This is Maybelline's Super Stay Matte Ink. So this I'll be using it. This is like a pink nude. It kind of fits the eyeshadow look, so I'll be going with it. And I'll just be placing it here. And blending it upwards into that brown. Guys, I'm really loving this look. So I'm just trying to blend out this lipstick. I really like this particular lipstick. It's the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. I like it because it's pretty pigmented and it doesn't feel too dry, even though it's like a matte lipstick, so I highly recommend. Now I'll be going back into that brown just to clean this up, and then just around here. All right. See, the lipstick matches the eyeshadow. I love. So I'm going to be taking like a clear gloss. Ooh, I think I should use pink. I have a pink gloss. It would go very well with this look. Don't tell me my pink gloss isn't here, guys. That gloss is perfect for this look, guys. And it seems to be missing. I gotta organize myself, guys. I don't know where my lip gloss is. I really wanted the pink one. But what can I do? I'll just take a clear gloss. And this I'll be placing all over my lip. So you can wear it as matte. I don't want a matte lipstick in a while. Or you can just cover it with gloss. Okay. Guys, I love it. This is such a pretty look. I think it's really pretty. Okay, we're gonna finish up this look and this will be the end of this tutorial, guys. This was such a fun night. And one final trivia is that Brazil holds like the biggest festival in the world, and that is the Carnival, where they have the samba dancing, and I know a lot of us know about the festival, but then it is in Brazil, and that is one of the biggest festivals in the world. It follows large music, dancing, lots of cultural displays, so it's always fun. So to finish up this look, I'm going to be putting like a bronzer. Or I think I'm going to use like a pink blush. I have a very shimmery pink blush. That is what I'm going to be using for my cheek. To kind of glaze my cheek. Guys, you wouldn't even believe it. I kind of broke that. All my blushes, like, except the palettes, they're all broken, guys. All broken. Like, so annoying. This I got from Walmart. I love. So I'm going to be using my... I don't want to let go of this bronze and this blush because I really like it. And it's broken, but no, I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to use it until the end. So I'm going to use this. I'm just going to be placing that on my cheek. Just to get a glow. And this is the final look, guys. I absolutely loved creating this look. The final thing I like to do after a look is to spray. I do like 2 sprays. I do the setting spray and like a finishing spray. Okay, so I'm going to use my fan to dry this off. And then I'll put like the final spray, and that will be the end of this look, guys. I totally enjoyed creating this look. Do watch my video, share, comment, like, subscribe. If there's like a look that you would like to see me create, of course, please let me know in the comments and I will oblige. So after I spray this one, I like to finish up with the Patrick Star one size. This has like a very nice scent to it. I love it. And it's very lightweight too. It claims to be transfer proof, right? No, it claims to be waterproof. It basically dries instantly. And so guys, I have come to the end of this tutorial. I love this tutorial and I hope you were able to learn something. I hope you would share my video. I hope you go through like my channel and see the videos that I have. And please do come back because I do my live every day at 1 a.m. Canadian time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.